What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked in Sports, bringing you my 5 best bets for today, Wednesday, May 1st in the NBA. It's a new month. It's exciting. Going to make it a great month. A lot of big winning days. Got 5 picks that I really like. It was a hard day to dig up picks. A lot of lines were really high, and taking unders in the postseason is fair, but a little bit scary. A lot of stars want to prove their worth. They want to get their team to the finals, so they could possibly have some pretty big days. But I got 5 that I really like. Before I hop into the picks, got to hop into a recap. Before the recap, I just want to say that if you're watching these videos a lot, if you're making money with them, and if you're excited to have the channel back, uploading daily again, putting out great picks, then like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications as well. I'm trying to get these videos out extra early because, picks during the postseason come out pretty early. And of course, they like to change overnight. They like to change on us and get worse. So the earlier you can place your bets, the better. So I'm trying to get these videos out early. So turn on notifications so that you know when they drop and you get access to the best possible lines. And yeah, and with that out of the way, let's hop into the recap. And well, I'm going to be honest, I'm recording this video really, really early. So I don't know the outcome of any of yesterday's picks. All that I know so far is that Maxey has 7 points in the first quarter so far. I'm recording this midway through the first quarter of the Knicks-Sixers game. We took his over in points. And Josh Hart already has 3 points as well. We took his over as well. So those picks are both looking pretty fantastic for us so far. A lot of game left to play, a lot of more opportunities for these guys to score for us, but I like how it's going. So with that out of the way, and I should say, description will be updated when we know the outcome of yesterday's picks. I'm keeping a record of our playoff run in the description below of our wins and losses. We're at 3-2 so far. I like it. Love a winning record. Want to make it even better, and it looks like that's going to happen today. Maxey's at 9. Hart is at 5. Just saw those numbers go up. That's awesome. Looks great for us. Looks like that'll be 2 cashed in picks, improve that record even further. But like I said, it'll be updated when I know the outcome of those games. So with that all out of the way, let's hop into today's picks. With my first pick of the day, I'm actually taking an under from the Boston Celtics. And I know unders are scary in general, especially in the playoffs, but this is an under that I think makes a lot of sense. And it's Jason Tatum for under 27.5 points. Why? Well, the Celtics do better when Tatum scores less. He's only averaging 23.3 in the postseason, 4 under this line. He's under this in 3 of his last 4. He was only over it once with 28 points, so half a point above the line. And I know Porzingis is out, but the Celtics have one of the best starting 5s in the league. They got a lot of guys that can put up shots, that can take advantage of their increased workload with Porzingis being out. And Porzingis' replacement should be Al Horford, and it's not a huge downgrade. I know Porzingis is great. I love him. I would argue he's better than Horford. I think that's pretty indisputable. But Horford's not bad. Horford's going to be there putting up points. It's not like there's a ton of extra work to go around all the other Celtics players. But also, most importantly for this pick, like I said, the Celtics do better when Tatum functions more as a facilitator and a passer, and not the main shot taker. The game where he had 28 was their only loss against the Heat. And I think it makes a lot more sense for the Celtics game plan to be having Tatum bring up the ball, pass, facilitate, make plays, work the field, and not need to chuck up every single shot. Even with Porzingis out, I don't see Tatum going over this line, so I'm confidently taking Jason Tatum for under 27.5 points. For my next pick, I'm sticking with the same game, same team, and I'm taking a guy that I just talked about. I'm taking Al Horford for over 9.5 points. Why? Well, like I said, Porzingis is out, and Al Horford should be his replacement, and that'll mean a lot of extra minutes and a lot of extra time, shot opportunities, for Al Horford. I will admit he's only averaging 8.6 in the postseason, and he's only over this in 1 of his last 4 games. But his minutes should increase by about 10 or more versus what he was averaging with Porzingis healthy. Based on what we saw last game, where his minutes were about 10 more than his average, And he didn't start that game because Porzingis went out, I believe, about halfway through the first quarter. So that's even more time that Horford should be on the floor, which is just going to lead to a lot of shot opportunities for him. He had 7 last game. He did go under this line even with Porzingis out, but that was a Derrick White masterclass where every shot was Derrick White. He was running the game by himself, and I don't think that happens again. Just statistically speaking, working with averages here, Derrick White's not going to go out and have another 30, 40-point game. He's not going to, have another like record-breaking or personal record-breaking first half. So I think realistically, Celtics go back to spreading the ball out a lot, and Al Horford is able to capitalize on that, seeing increased minutes from Porzingis being out. And 9.5 just feels really low for the ceiling that Horford has in this game. So, taking Al Horford for over 9.5 points. Next up, I'm hopping over to the other side of the ball in that first game, and I'm taking a player who burned us before, but trying to put my personal feelings aside here and look at the stats, look at how this guy has been playing. I'm taking Nikola Jovic for over 5.5 rebounds. He's been averaging 6.5 in the playoffs. He's over this in 3 of his last 4, and he was under in his previous game, but I'm trusting the stats here. We took his points line before, which is also valid in this game. I like rebounds a little bit more just because he flopped pretty hard on points last game and was closer on rebounds, not quite there. But yeah, Jovic has been doing really well in the playoffs. He played very few minutes last game. Just wasn't looking good at all. I think that's an outlier. I think he goes back to producing how he was producing before and goes back to putting up good points and especially putting up good rebounds. So either of those lines, either 9.5 points or 5.5 rebounds, is a really valid line. I like it a lot. But personally, I'm just trusting Nikola Jovic for over 5.5 rebounds. Next up, I'm finally hopping over to the next game of the day. Actually, the only other game of the day. It's a 2-game day since the Thunder were able to knock out the Pelicans in 4. They swept them. So we only have one other game for the day, and it's the Dallas Mavericks versus the Los Angeles Clippers. My first pick from that game is Derrick Jones Jr. of the Dallas Mavericks for over 9.5 points. He's only been averaging 8.8 in the postseason, but he's over in his last 3. His one under was the first game, where he had 0, which obviously not what you want to see, but it was just a really weird game for Jones. He didn't shoot well, didn't do anything well, and played very few minutes because of it in a resounding loss for the Mavericks. But since then, he's stepped it up, and not like a gradual ramp up, but he went up and passed this line in his next game, passed it again. I just really like Derrick Jones Jr. here. If you've been watching the games, it feels like he has a really strong presence on the game. I'm hearing the announcers say his name a lot. He's out there a lot. He's in plays a lot. He's making himself known, and he's passing this line pretty easily. I think the only reason that this line is so low is because he was under it once, but he was under it once in a really bad game where he played really reduced minutes, so I'm not going to hold that entirely against him. So I like him for over 9.5 points. For my 5th and final pick of the day, I'm looking at the Los Angeles Clippers, and I'm taking Russell Westbrook for over 0.5 3-pointers made. I think this might be the first 3-pointer prop I've taken on the channel. It's a stat that's a bit harder to quantify, but I really like Westbrook here because he's over this in 3 of his last 4 games in the postseason, and he's really just not afraid to shoot the ball. In the one game where he didn't make a 3, he still took 4 shot attempts. This isn't a guy that's going to miss 1 or 2 3-pointers and then give up on taking them for the rest of the game. He's going to keep shooting them. He's going to keep making himself known. He's going to keep just putting up shots, putting up attempts, and that's what you want to see in a guy when you're taking his 3-point line, especially when it's only at 0.5, is that even if he doesn't make the first 1 or 2, that he keeps making shots till he gets 1, and that's what Westbrook's been doing. Yeah, I just really like Russell Westbrook for over 0.5 3-pointer. All right, those are my 5 best bets for today, Wednesday, May 1st in the NBA. Hope you guys liked some of those picks. Going to take some of them, make some money with them. But now, as always, I have my cutting room floor picks. Since there are only 2 games today, don't really have too many of these picks, but these are the picks that I dig up in my research that I like, that I endorse, but They're not my top 5, 6, 7 favorite, however many I want to put in the video for the day, but I got a couple here for you. Firstly, I have Kyrie Irving for over 5.5 rebounds. He's been averaging 6 rebounds in the postseason. He's over in 3 of 4. Plain simple, good line. And I have Daniel Gafford for under 14.5 PRA. He's under this in every game in the postseason. He went 3, 2, 12, and 12. Had a 26-minute, 80% shooting game where he still went under. And other than that game, he's been averaging 37.5 from the field. Actually, including that game, he's only averaging 37.5 from the field. So really like that pick right there. I might actually add that one personally and take it myself because Gafford's good, but just hasn't been showing up in the postseason. But that is all for today's video. Hope you like some of those cutting room floor picks as well. And yeah, thank you guys for all the support on the channel. I know coming back after a hiatus is a bit weird, but the comments, the likes, the views have been really nice to see. So thank you all very, very much for that. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And yeah, as always, if you like the video, if you're taking some of these picks, leave a like, really does help out the channel, and leave a comment with your own picks and parlays in the comment section down below. I love seeing what you guys are taking, love seeing where y'all are at. And if you're fading some of my picks, if you don't agree with them, honestly, let me know. Only makes me a better researcher and a better, helps me get out better videos and better picks in the future. And as always, subscribe, turn on notifications. It helps you out a lot, helps out the channel a lot. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Have a good one, and let's make some money. Yeah.